On behalf of the Lebanon Wilson County Chamber of Commerce, we wanted to welcome you on behalf of our Government Relations Division meeting, our Board of Directors, staff. We're happy you're all here today, and we want to thank you for having us. Wilson Bank, thank you for hosting us in this beautiful venue. Thought I blacked out. So thank you all for being here today. Thank you for taking a little bit of time to learn a little bit more about our county. I would like to start the day off in prayer, so if you would, please bow your heads with me. Dear gracious Heavenly Father, we come to you today in a sense of awe of your wonder. Thank you for allowing us all to be here today and gather in your presence. Lord, we ask you to bless this food, help it to the nourishment of our bodies. Lord, please be with all of our elected officials, both local and across the nation, to help guide us in a way that pleases you. Dear Lord, please be with all of us as we go about our days. Keep us safe, help our businesses prosper, and please keep in everything we do, Lord, please keep our eyes on you and straight forward on you, Lord. We ask you to bless everything we do, everything we touch, all pieces in our lives. It's your precious and holy name that we pray. Amen. Amen. At this point, I'd like Philip Vance to come forward and offer us the pledge of allegiance.
Please address the flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. Be seated. Again, we're very happy to have each and every one of you here today. I would like to ask, if you are an elected official, please rise so that we can recognize you. That's all of you. Don't be humble. Come on. Thank you all for what you do for our county and local legislature. At this point, I would like to introduce Melanie Minter, our President and CEO, to come up and introduce the next guest, which will be Alex Hutto. So, Melanie, come on up.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here. It's a pleasure today. One of the most important things and rewarding things about my job is gaining friends and getting to know their families. Anyone that truly knows Randall Hutto knows that his children and his grandchildren are a priority and shining lights in his life. He has 3 children, Alex, Megan, and Brett. But today, it is my pleasure to introduce his oldest son, Alex, to say a few words about Mayor Hutto. Alex was raised in Wilson County, and he graduated from Lebanon High School. He then attended Tennessee Tech, where he met his wife, Rachel. He is currently a Women's Health Associate Sales Representative and an Area Sales Manager for Natera. The couple have 2 children, son Jack, daughter Logan, and expecting a baby on the way in August. It is my pleasure to say thank you both as a couple for being here, and Alex, welcome.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Alex, like she said, and I'm honored to stand before you today, not only as someone who's grown up here in Wilson County, but the son of a man who has poured his heart in the community for many years. I'm 34 years old now, and although I no longer live in Wilson County, this place will always be home to me because of the people, the values, and especially because of my dad. Before stepping into this role as county mayor, my dad served as a teacher, a coach, and a school administrator. And the kind of leadership he's shown in this role is the same kind he brought to the classroom, on the field, and into the schools. Steadfast, encouraging, and always focused on doing what's best for others. Whether he was helping students reach their potential or guiding teachers and staff through challenges, he led with heart, wisdom, and integrity. That same approach has carried him into his time as mayor. He's often said that he makes decisions for the county the same way he did for our family. And that's not just a slogan, that's who he is. He leads with compassion, thoughtfulness, and an unwavering commitment to do what's right, even when the path isn't easy. During his time in office, Wilson County has seen incredible growth growth that brings both opportunity and challenge. But through it all, my dad has remained steady, thoughtful, and focused on serving the people first. It's no surprise to us that in 2022, he was voted the best elected official. That honor was a reflection of what so many of us already knew, that he's not just a great mayor, he is a great man. I've had a front row seat to see the kind of leader my dad is. My brother Brett, my sister Megan, and I have always looked up to him. Not just because he's our dad, but because of the kind of person he is. Reliable, humble, and always putting others before himself. We couldn't ask for a better example. So this afternoon, it's my honor to introduce to you not just the mayor of Wilson County, but the man we're proud to call Dad. Please welcome your county mayor, Randall Hutto.
Thank you, Alex. And, when I asked for Alex to come, my hope is that you would realize that, we're all people, and you just recognized our elected officials. But I'm proud to say that we work with a great group of elected officials that every time they make a decision, they make it with your family in their mind. We all have our own family. And so I'm very thankful that he came today. My daughter-in-law, as well as having their third child for me. Megan is about to have one as well on April the 4th, and so I'm getting older. I have 5 grandchildren then at the time. But I really do appreciate what he said, and the goal, I think, for a lot of us as we work, and I say this, and I'll get on with the program, is that as we spend our days at our work trying to do good. And I think for most of my life I thought that if I did good at work, that therefore they would be proud of who I was. But I realized as time has gone on for me that you got to make sure that you work at home hard too. And so I challenge you to do that. Work is important. But it's second to what home is. And so hopefully you will take that challenge from me today. I want to thank Brooke Driver. Brooke, if you'll stand up, please. Brooke spent a lot of time on this PowerPoint presentation today, as well as Taryn. Where's Taryn at? Taryn Tarter, please stand up in the back. And if you will, give both of these ladies a round of applause. Brooke is trying to make sure that everything goes well, and Taryn didn't want it to be boring, so you would leave in about 4 or 5 minutes. So let's talk a little bit about this. Hopefully this will be informative and will be funny, and yet also maybe give you a pride or sense of pride of where you live at. First of all, we say who's the best. And of course, we want to be the best in the state of Tennessee when you compare us to all 95 counties. We're number 1 in location, which means that we're in 650 miles of 75% of all the U.S. market. So people can come here and get anywhere in a day's drive. Logistic companies really love being here for us. Education, we're number 1 there because that's the number 1 reason people move to Wilson County today. Public safety, we're 1 of 4 counties that have 24/7 rural EMS and fire service in the state of Tennessee. And we're number 1 in agriculture. And Ms. Weathers, Commissioner Weathers is here. She's a part of that. But we're number 1 in century farms in the state of Tennessee as well. We're the 2nd healthiest county, the 2nd wealthiest, the 2nd in quality of life, and 2nd in economic development. Wait a minute, what have I got here?
Hi everybody, Governor Bill Lee here. As you gather for Wilson County's annual State of the County address, I want to take a moment to recognize your work to ensure Tennessee remains the best state in the nation to work and live and raise a family. Here in Tennessee, we're committed to delivering opportunity and security and freedom for all people. And we couldn't do this without the support of our local partners all across the volunteer state. Wilson County plays an important role in the Middle Tennessee region, and we're grateful for the many ways that this community drives our economy, spurs job creation, strengthens Tennessee families, and so much more. Maria and I pray God's richest blessings over Wilson County in the years ahead, and we thank you for your service.
Sorry for the interruption. But it is the governor, so I guess we're okay. Wilson County, of course, has been known as the place to be. We believe we do two things well in Wilson County. One of them, as we said, is education. When you look at what education has brought to our table, if I can get my clicker to work, we've built 12 schools in the last 12 years. As you can see, plenty of renovations as well on that. Reward schools academically are out the roof, really, when you think about the number of reward schools we have and grade A schools. We've had the Superintendent of the Year for the state of Tennessee 3 out of the last 8 years. I'm a little disappointed in that, Jeff. I didn't get that round of applause when I stood up here. But no, he does a tremendous job for us. Cumberland University, I know Dr. Stum is in the back. When you look at this, 60 counties represented there, 49 countries, 38 states, 123.5 million generated in business revenue and 5.74 million local taxes in that. A great university and continues to thrive as we look at what it does over there in its campus. Keep giving it.
Wilson County, we are a powerful educational engine, but we all have a hand in helping to keep that strong momentum moving down the tracks, including you. We have numerous schools, including right here at the elementary level, that are annually named Reward Schools by the state. And our middle schools do an amazing job of not only preparing students for high school, but also career readiness and post-secondary exploration. And when our students get to high school, they go on to graduate. Wilson County schools always well above the state average when it comes to graduation rates. And over $50 million in scholarship money, it's a pretty common figure that's awarded annually to our seniors each year. And with well over 20,000 students, we are growing. In fact, new schools are being built as we speak. Why? Because people want to be here. They want to raise their families here, and they want to send their children to an incredible public school system.
But hey, you don't have to take my word for it. Do you need more? Well, how about I send it over to one of our award-winning principals to help reinforce this message?
When it comes to education, who wouldn't want to be a part of the vision, excellence in all we do? As the principal of Stoner Creek Elementary, I am honored to lead in Wilson County. I am happy to say that no matter where anyone lands on the grid, their children will be attending top-notch performing schools, behaviorally, academically, socially, and emotionally. Students come first in Wilson County. Wilson County Schools is truly the place to be when it comes to education.
So let's keep moving. Nothing is slowing us down in our daily goal to help students be as successful as possible. From here to anywhere, we are Wilson County Schools. I'm Bart Barker for Wilson County Schools. Thank you all so much for your support.
Education has definitely been a large portion of our success. If you're involved in education anyway, would you please stand up right now and let's give you a round of applause for appreciation. I know our superintendent is here. We have Mr. Mike Kurtz. Thank you. Thank you for what you do. It is definitely important. The next thing I think we do well is public safety. When you think about, we've just doubled the size of the jail here in Wilson County. With that double in size of the jail, we put a 911 location center there. And what that did was normally when you would call 911, they were by themselves and they would transfer that call. With this co-location here, WEMA is sitting at the table as well as the sheriff's office as well. And so now, instead of transferring the call, they just point to one of those. And that takes care of the rural fire. Of course, WEMA takes care of a lot of Watertown services as well. And the sheriff's office, of course, takes care of everything in the county. And then all the EMS services are taken care of there outside of Mountain Juliet's ambulance service. And so we know this has been good for our citizens to be able to make that happen. We're one of 4 counties, as I said, to have a rural service in the rural areas as far as EMS and fire. We've just built 2 new stations in Mountain Juliet, one on Central Pike and one on Clemens Road. We added a ladder truck, which is that's about $1 million investment there that would allow us to get to some of the buildings now that are out in the county that are multi-level on size, a fire marshal and 3 new ambulances. I don't know what's wrong with this. Okay. And we're working on a grant of $6 million. And what this will do here, this is money that was left over from the 2020 tornado that's out there for us to grab. We're wanting to take and redo the LaGuardia station. And this will allow us to put emergency management equipment for tornadoes and disasters on the west side of the county. Because remember when that one happened the last time, it kind of cut us off from the people that had the equipment on Oak Street to get there. So this will give us a balance of that. And so we think this is good. And that's $6 million free dollars for us to have. And then we're also just started groundwork on an $84 million multi-level court system to be built behind the jail. And with that, that'll bring all the courts under one roof. So that is a huge investment as well.
Everyone, my name is Scott Moore. I'm the captain of the school resource officers here in Wilson County. Mayor Randall Hutto had reached out to me to say a few words about the safety of our schools. When we talk about school safety, we talk about the policies, procedures, measures that are implemented to protect our students and staff from any threat, emergency, or hazard within our school environment. It encompasses physical security, it encompasses emergency preparedness, it also does bullying prevention, mental health support, and a positive school climate to support a safe learning environment for our children. Sheriff Robert Bryan and the school resource officers take school safety for each and every child that we have here in the county as a top priority. I want to make sure that everyone knows that, and I think you do. We were one of the first counties in the state of Tennessee to put a certified school resource officer in every school. We were the second law enforcement agency in the state of Tennessee to have a fully dedicated gun detection canine dog, which was started by the Lebanon Special School District 2 years ago. Since then, Wilson County School District quickly added 2 additional canine detection dogs to go along with our first one, which was a great resource added to the school system. We have set a high standard of active shooter training here in the county by starting our SMART program, which is an acronym for Special Multi-Agency Response Training, where we involve multiple agencies here locally, state, and federally, working united, working together to respond to an active shooter incident should one occur. I want to reassure every citizen in Wilson County that we're going to do everything we can to train our SROs so they are confident in their abilities to handle any situation, and that they remain proactive than reactive, and that we're going to do everything within our power to prevent something from going on. But I want to make one thing clear. You can't 100% prevent something from happening, but you can put yourself in the best possible position to prevent something from happening, and that's what we plan on doing. I want to thank Sheriff Robert Bryan, Wilson County Mayor Randall Hutto, our county commissioners, elected officials, and last but certainly not least, the citizens of Wilson County for your support of our school resource officer program. Thank you.
So those are 2 things that I think we do well. 3 hot topics that I believe that are important: transportation, jobs, and quality of life. As you look at roads for Wilson County, we are the 5th largest in state lane miles in the state of Tennessee. That's a good thing as far as TDOT's investment with us. It's a bad thing when it comes to clearing off snow off of roads because they have so many to take care of here. You'll leave out of Smith County or Trial County and say all the roads are clear there. Why are they not clear in Wilson County? And that's the reason there, because there's so many miles. We have 1,700 lane miles of county roads, which is an issue as we begin to talk. Even though you see here the increase of people working from home, the commute traffic is still an issue. You'll see here by the year 2045, it's supposed to be a 71% increase in travel time. So we have to make some adjustments on that. Now, these are the roads that the state right now has projects underway in Wilson County. The last one will be the one you see, there's signal turn lane on 231 next to this flea market in that area. They're going to put a red light there. But these are several projects, and we're happy that TDOT is making that investment here. But we looked and saw that, there's nothing being done. The city of Lebanon does a great job with their roads, Mount Juliet the same way. The state has made investments. But as far as the county goes, we really have not done anything at all towards taking care of roads. So we did a road study just recently and came up with the top 54 roads that need to be addressed. And that's something we're going to look forward to on how to make those roads better as we go forward. The next thing we did in transportation, and we had a train study done, which is the WeGo Star, and we hear lots of people talk about that. And through this train study, this is what we heard that you said that you wanted as we go back to that. You said, hey, look, we would love to have a nighttime run. So they looked at adding a nighttime run between 9 and 10 o'clock. Also, a midday bus run. So the train goes down in the morning, and we'll have a bus run going down to the stations in midday. And then you can take the train back in the afternoon or the train at night that hopefully will be added. Next thing will be a couple or 4 trips on Saturday. That will be a possibility there. And then a micro transit van system that will be at all stations, so that hopefully we can encourage people to come out of Nashville and come here, maybe go to work. They can ride the van to Amazon, or they can ride the van over to Providence to shop and then get back and go back. So that's a pretty good ticket. As you can see here, what that's going to be for us is about $10 million in capital investment, and that can come through the RTA. That's not a problem. The issue is going to come right here because it will take $860,000 for the city of Lebanon, $860,000 for the city of Mount Juliet, and $860,000 from the Wilson County in order to be able to do the operational part. So both of these projects will come back to you at some time. We're working on that now to figure out how do we fund that in order to get more train trips, and then how to take care of the roads that we have. Oh, man. I keep interrupting my station here.
Hey Sarah, we should call Mayor Hutto and remind him that the city of Lebanon produces more sales taxes than any city in Wilson County.
You're right, we should. He told me to call him before the state of the county.
Okay, let's call him because he needs to be reminded that we're working hard every day to increase his sales tax base.
You're right.
12 seconds later.
Hey Mayor Hutto, I thought you might be in a meeting. I'm glad I caught you otherwise. I'm here with Sarah Haston, and we want to give you an update on the sales taxes in Lebanon and what we're doing to increase them every day. The last newly constructed sit-down restaurant built in Lebanon was way back in 2012, so we are proud to have recruited Aubrey's to Lebanon. Adding to the redevelopment of West Main Street, we have another Starbucks opening, marking their 3rd location in Lebanon. The redevelopment of the old Kmart building has also been very important. The variety of new soft goods available in this newly redeveloped center has been an excellent source of new sales tax for Lebanon and Wilson County, while providing our community with the convenience of shopping close to home.
The additional places to grab a quick bite are thriving. In fact, Firehouse Subs reported the top earnings in their region, showing that they are serving a need. Also, they have partnered with our Lebanon Fire Department, which we appreciate any business that contributes back to our community.
It's no secret that In-N-Out has extended their footprint to Tennessee, and we are proud to welcome them to Lebanon. The city has worked hard to ensure South Hartman Drive develops with high standards, character, and the right users as well. This new Del Webb community is a piece of that, and in part possible with the City of Lebanon Utility Department running sewer and water lines to make the development happen. And Randall, you know how important it is when the City of Lebanon runs a sewer line. Just think about that super speedway out there.
Because economic development has been a strong focus of Mayor Rick Bell, and we have had the support of City Council, we have been able to build new roads. This has led to the recruitment of Sam's Club and Target.
Lebanon is a unique city filled with charm, a rich history, and characteristics like no other. Part of our beauty includes the historic downtown square that is continuing to grow year after year. We have heard from our residents that they want more restaurants and more choices. Thanks to our local entrepreneurs, we've been able to make that happen.
And did you know that there are now Airbnbs here on the Lebanon Square? We have new condos here too.
And of course, we've added additional parking and continue to think of new ways to support local businesses. The new sports complex is coming along well. We have 5 new soccer fields, and 2 of them are turf. Randall, I know you probably have a meeting to go to, so thanks for taking some time to listen to our update about all the exciting things that are happening in Lebanon. See you later.
Have a good one.
We have the actors to please stand. I know they're both with us here. They'll be on at the Capitol before long. Thank you both for doing that. We appreciate that. So before I get interrupted again, employment is also, or jobs. I know we have Corey Johns in the back, and Corey, we thank you for you and of course the whole team, but economic development is second in the state of Tennessee. When you think about this last year, Wilson County was #1 in jobs committed with 1,918 jobs. They were #1 as far as landing projects too, along with Shelby County with 5 projects. So economic development has been good. This is a team that you have right here that's done an outstanding job of recruiting for Wilson County all the time. Man, I don't know what. She wants to talk. I promise. But she ain't gonna get to talk, and she's right over here. You want to just do it by
Mayor
hand?
Hutto. Well, we all know there's so much growth going on in Wilson County, everything from restaurants to fast food places, senior living, and schools. So we're going to start off on the east side of the county, and I can't wait to show you what's going on. Let's go. We've all seen new construction popping up everywhere. Have you been down Double Log Cabin Road and saw a massive construction site? Well, that's where I'm at, our first stop, a new school. Lagardo Elementary, the future home of the Captains. About 650 students will go here. It's slated to open for the new school year in August. I'm at the corner of Hartman Drive and Leeville Pike, and they're building a new Wawa. The ultimate convenience store for food, drink, and fuel is going up in this now empty field. So we're here on South Hartman Drive where they're getting a new In-N-Out burger, and they're also getting a new location in Mount Juliet on Beckwith Road. And just down the street from the In-N-Out burger, there's going to be a new Sam's Club on Willard Hagen Drive. You've probably caught a glimpse of it from I-40 near the South Hartman exit. Maybe you've seen this massive construction site on South Hartman. That's going to be Del Webb. They're introducing Barton Village, a 55-plus active adult community. The community will feature shopping, medical facilities, and dining, including the Goat and Jonathan's. Plus, they'll have resort-style indoor and outdoor pools, pickleball courts, and an outdoor amphitheater. Now we're cruising behind the jail. If you've been this way, you've seen the construction. This is the future home of a new multi-level judicial center. Right now I'm driving down West Main Street. We've got a Taco Bell over here on the right, and if you keep going, you'll see this empty building. But it won't be empty for long. Aubrey's restaurant will soon open. They are famous for their comfort food, things like buttermilk fried chicken and catfish. We're here on Adams Lane in Mount Juliet, and construction is still going on the new Rooms to Go. Over on Providence Parkway in Central Pike, they're building a mixed-use development that's going to include a hotel, retail, and assisted living. Now we're over here on Mount Juliet Road where they're building a new Sprouts Farmers Market. They're known for their fresh produce. This area off of North Mount Juliet Road near Publix is a foodie's dream. It's going to be the home to several restaurants, including Chipotle, Waffle House, Kiki's Breakfast Cafe, and Capaldo, which is Korean fried chicken. Yum. Off Golden Bear Gateway and Legacy Point Boulevard, they're building a Whataburger, a Wash and Roll, and a Texas Roadhouse, plus Dunkin' Donuts. Right now I'm on Highway 109 and Callis Road, and for all you foodies, they're gonna have a food truck barn that's gonna feature up to 30 food trucks. And just down the street from the food truck barn, they're building a new super Walmart. And another school has broken ground, Central Pike Elementary School between Leeville Road and Posey Hill Road. And that will open in about 18 to 24 months. So that's just a handful of the exciting projects going on in Wilson County. Mayor Hutto, back to you. Thanks, Mayor Hutto. Well, we all know there's so much growth going on.
So as you can see, Christy Hafner, will you stand up? She is with Wilson County Television. Please give her a round. Great job. Because I know the most asked question I get all the time is I'm driving down the road and I see that construction site and everybody says, what's over there? So I asked her to kind of put that together. You did a great job for that. But as we talked about, there's a lot going on here in the county. Wilson County, of course, has seen a 44% increase in jobs. 195 jobs per month have been added to us. And as you look at the unemployment rate, as you see a map across here, we're the second lowest unemployment rate in the state of Tennessee, and that was as of August of 24. But I still have 49,000 people that leave here every day and go to another county to work. I have 31,000 that come here, which is a good thing because they come here, buy gas and food and groceries or whatever, and they go home, so that's a plus. But the 49,000 is probably something that we want to continue to work at to try to find better jobs for our people here. So we look at statistics here on what is hourly wage investments it needs to be, and oh, wait a minute, I don't want to go there yet. So, but as you think about that, the goal is when people ask me, well, why are we getting another company? If you're another company be broken ground here and doing this, we don't have enough employers as we have today. And so, but the deal is to get better paying jobs so the 49,000 people can live here. They get off of my road, okay, so I'll have less traffic, and they have more time at home with their families. And so the goal is to continue to recruit good, high-paying jobs. You know, we look for things, of course, legal is one thing, but definitely healthcare, we think we're evolving around that, and we want to have more of those here as well as management. Not for sure what this is. Oh, Mount Juliet.
Hey, Mayor Hutto, we heard you were doing the State of the County.
And we thought it would be a great time to tell you all that's happening in Mount Juliet. We've got to start with Costco. They've called Mount Juliet home for almost a year, making Mount Juliet a destination spot.
And if that didn't make everyone happy,
the announcement of Sprouts surely did.
And BJ's Wholesale in Providence, they've got amazing gas prices. They're shaking and baking, baby.
Shake and then bake. Shake and bake.
It's no wonder that every year we're breaking sales tax records.
And every sales tax dollar the city receives, an equal dollar goes to Wilson County Schools.
Speaking of, Mount Juliet is so proud of the rebuilding of Stoner Creek Elementary and West Wilson Middle School. This provides a real beacon of hope after the March 2020 tornado.
So what else do we have besides that?
Texas Roadhouse is going in at Legacy Point.
In-N-Out will be across the street from that.
And hailing from Canada themselves, the first in Tennessee. No big deal, it's Tim Hortons.
Obvious next stop, Mount Juliet, Tennessee.
Salvo's, adding to the great pizza lineup in Mount Juliet.
Oh, and BJ's Hot Chicken. So that's a lot to be excited for.
Oh, we've got plenty more. I'm not done. We also have Slick City.
Recently approved by the Planning Commission with 40,000 square feet of indoor slide and air court park.
Andy's Frozen Custard. I'm ready for that concrete plant.
Dutch Bros?
Is it Dutch Bros or Dutch Brothers?
I'm not sure. Their sign says Dutch Bros. Nicoletto's, and they have the best chicken parm sandwich. The Emmy Rod Bakery, exclusive sourdough.
And another Chipotle.
Again, that is a lot to be excited for.
Jennifer, still not done yet. City related, we have a new 45,000 square foot headquarters for our new police department, ready this fall.
A 16,000 square foot new fire station on Old London Dirt Road to further improve response times.
And Veterans Park by the clock tower.
Oh, and a potential new aquatic center? Mayor, outside of that, not much happening here in Mount Juliet.
Well, let's be honest, the whole county, Wilson County, Lebanon, Watertown, all so much to be thankful for. We're blessed to be here, and especially blessed to have the leadership of you, Mayor Randall Hutto.
What'd you bring this for?
It's Salvo's Pizza, new to Mount Juliet.
Oh, we forgot about honey baked ham and Campione's.
Yeah, well, Mayor said we only had 2 minutes, so tough luck.
I think both of those actors are here as well. Justin and Jennifer, will y'all stand, please? They do an outstanding job. Thank you. So as you continue to see, there are lots of stuff that are going on. And of course, we all love to work, but mainly we would like to have things that to do outside of work. And we're happy to have Vanderbilt Wilson Hospital. I know I have some people here from there that do a tremendous job of bringing a lot of services now to the citizens of Wilson County that don't have to travel to Nashville. So we're thankful for everything that they've accomplished there. We also have a TriStar ER that brought a surgery center here, as well as a freestanding ER that had over 30,000 patients that visited that last year. Of course, I know we have Matt Grecky here, as well as for the NASCAR that's coming up in May. We have the Grand Prix coming in August. And of course, we have the Wilson County, Tennessee State Fair coming in August as well.
I think what I saw growing up, I mean, we would go watch, my dad's a magician. We would go watch my dad do magic at the Wilson County Fair, which county fairs are great. If you've never, they're still going around. I don't think the government knows about them, but I mean, we ride these rides that were on the interstate an hour ago. So we would go watch my dad. So my dad would do magic. Right next to him, they had a donkey jumping off a high dive into a pool. So pretty hard to keep everybody's attention. When my dad is like, "Is this your card?" And everybody's like, "This donkey's about to jump off this high dive." That's something you don't think you want to see until it's up there. And I use the word jump very loosely. These donkeys are falling off this high dive.
You gotta love Nate, he's awful good. Two things that are important for us to make sure that we keep financial stability as well as infrastructure. And when you look at finances, we're the second wealthiest county in the state. You can look here and see that the fund balance have grown, and if you can see this chart, in 2014 we had 37 million in our fund balance total. In 2023, we had 136 million. Now, some of you won't like that because you think that's a savings account and I don't need to have that. But I have bad days that happen, and this is important. This is also important for a bond rating, which allows me to borrow money at a lower interest rate. So those are great, and I want to recognize, just for a quick second, all my county commissioners that are in here that make this happen. Would you stand up, please? I know I have Commissioner Kurtz in the back, Commissioner Breeze, Commissioner Weathers. Stand up, please. I know you don't want to, but I love you. Anybody else? Any other commissioners? Thank you for what you do, because you allow everything that's been on this screen today to happen. Growth in tax base here, again, 377% growth since 2000. When you look at sales tax growth, it's just off the charts. It continues to grow. This chart here will tell you since 2009, 200 months. If I compare the same month this year to that same time last year, 200 months in a row, it's been up all except for 9 times. I mean, those are unreal things. And of course, everything that you heard on economic development really streams and makes that happen. You can see sales tax took a little dive. What you see the numbers are here in 2019 and 20, that's 12 million. That's the growth. That's not how much we brought in. That's the growth from one year to the next. 25 million in 20, went down to 11, then it went down to 3 in 23, and it was back up to 8 million in growth. So we don't think things are really slowing up for us anymore. Of course, Mount Juliet, of course, and Lebanon both contribute a lot to this. Half of all sales tax goes to education, which is my largest debt. The other half goes to the city it was created in. Reappraisal year will be next year, but you can be proud again for our county commissioners. They've always taken the certified rate, which means that the last time we did it, it went from 251 down to 190. And only 2 times have they raised your taxes in the last 15 years. So I appreciate what they do. Now what?
Thank you, Mayor Hutto. Those of us who are members of the Watertown and East Wilson County Chamber of Commerce are very excited about some things that are happening here in town now. and some things that are going to happen in the near future. This, of course, is our town square. From the coffee shop to the library to the barber shop, this is the cultural center of our vibrant little community. Every single shop is now occupied. There's one empty building. It belongs to the city, and city officials say that in the coming year, they have planned to completely revamp that building. This is one of those projects that I was telling you about that's happening right now. A long overdue rehabilitation of our sewer and water systems. As you can imagine, that takes a great deal of digging, and once they finish with the digging, a big paving project is on the horizon. We love our trains here in Watertown. Nothing more exciting than train day when thousands of people come to Watertown courtesy of the Tennessee Central Railway Museum. Now that's what's happening now, but on the horizon we're preparing for a day when old number 576 rolls in here. It's a refurbished steam locomotive. Now, in order for that train to go back to Nashville, they need a giant turntable. We just got a $1.6 million grant here to do that, part of a $2.4 million railway infrastructure project. So as you can tell, there's a lot going on in our vibrant little community. If you've never been to Watertown, please come to visit. Come for our drive-in movie. Come to see our cute shops and boutiques in the downtown area. Come for our music festivals and the big yard sale that we have twice a year. And come to meet some of the friendliest people you'll ever encounter. Mayor Hutto, back to you.
I don't believe Mr. Bryan. Is Mr. Bryan here today? No, but he does a fantastic job with our chamber. Infrastructure here, I'll move real quickly so we can wrap this up. When you look at the amount of infrastructure, it's always a buzzword for everybody. You can see the investment. That's over $700 million. That's almost $700 million of investment there. And that's not counting what the state has contributed to, or other cities for that matter. So a lot of things have been added for infrastructure. And then when you get to investment, we invested in the utility companies and also the broadband companies, about $17 million of those, to make sure that we got better water and sewer projections there. And so those have been good additions.
It's 2001. Obviously, 9/11 happens. If you're old enough, you remember when 9/11 happened, the whole country got very scared that there's going to be more attacks. Well, we did as well in Wilson County. We figured they just went to New York, obvious next stop, Mount Juliet, Tennessee. And they are going to poison our town's water. So they got all of us water meter readers to guard the water tanks. I really did this. I stood just in a dark field alone, waiting for the Taliban to show up. No weapons, no training.
Gotta love Nate. Last three things for you. Three hot topics right now, of course, growth, cost of living and housing. Growth, no question, we're 583 square miles, 19th largest county-wise, 9th in population, almost a 35% growth in population in the last. Where Wilson County is the 27th fastest growing county in the nation, Lebanon the 12th fastest growing city in the nation as well. We're 5th in one-way U-Haul transfers to the state of Tennessee. And as you look here, as far as the population growth, we rank right behind Williamson and Rutherford in population advancement. This was a statistic that I thought was important. When you look at this, when you see U.S. is at the top of where we're at, and so the blue line is what we are as far as the county. So we're pretty even with the country in millennials. People retiring soon, we're a little bit less than that. Racial diversity, we have less in the United States. We have more veterans here. We have less violent crimes for sure and less property crime. And so I think those really show to be good. But even when we talk about all the growth that we had, if you look at this statistic, it's really playing out for me. As you think, we have less people per square mile than Rutherford, Sumner, Williamson, and Montgomery. And so, again, we have lots of room to grow, even though we've had tons of growth. You look at cost of living, we're the second wealthiest, but second on medium home income as well. And as people talk about growth, and this is kind of an indication as well, if you'll look at this, along the top line and you go to the end, most of the growth, 60% of it in the last, since 2019, has actually been in the city of Lebanon. But when you look at permits, you can see on the bottom total, they are declining. They were at a peak at 3,322. They went down to 2,423, and they're down to 1,700 last year. So things are leveling off a little bit for us on that part. Residential home values have gone 208%, which is good for you, since the year 2000. And affordability. Affordability here, 16% are unaffordable homes. That means more than 30% of your income is spent on your mortgage there. So 16% as far as home affordability, 41% would be for our renters that are there. But when you look at affordability and you think that's a problem for Wilson County, it's really the state of Tennessee. There's only 3 counties in the state of Tennessee that have affordable homes in them. How do you get involved? There's plenty of things for you to do when you think about Volunteer Network, and I think we have some people here from that today that really do a good job and were created after the tornado. Drug Free Wilco has been a great opportunity for you to get involved. Compassionate Hands, another place. Everyone's Wilson, again, does a great job. Rehab 23, Wilson Rides. Of course, you can buy a specialty license plate there when you get your license renewed in order to support them. Governor Volunteer Stars Awards are another one to nominate somebody for that. Wilson Works, of course, is a liaison. They're trying to work between our employers and our school system to make sure it happens there, and the expungement clinic. So I think it's important as I wrap things up. I got 3 stories to tell you. The first one is about a lady that's at the front table up here that had a vision that said, you know, when she looked as a teacher that our reading proficiency was low. And she said she had people in her classroom that didn't have a book at home to read. And so she had a vision to make sure that every student, first grader in this case, had a book. And so she laid a challenge out. The Rotary clubs took her up on that. And so they provided a book a month for every first grader. They just gave out their 100,000th book. 2,100 first graders now get that book because of one lady's vision, and she's here today. Please help me appreciate her. Miss Audrey Glenn, will you stand? So one person, thank you. So one person can make a difference, and you can make that difference as well. And I want to share another story with you. I thought about, I heard the other day, it's a tale of an old fable of a woman that would go to the river every day to get water to bring back to her home. And with that, she had a pole on her back, and she had a nice new bucket on one side and an old rusty bucket on the other. And as she made her way back and got to the home, that new bucket was full of water and had done its job. The old bucket apologized because it was only half full. And she looked back at the bucket and said, I want you to look down the road that we just came. You see all those flowers down through there? Every day you water those flowers. So now my trip to the river is more beautiful. And I thought of that tale because that's kind of where we are. Every day we can make a little difference in somebody's life. And I've changed my prayer life a little bit. Because, you know, I think you have pride that gets involved in when you're in an office like mine. So I've prayed and said, you know, I want to do something for you today, Lord, whatever that is. Let it be the small things. Because I think that probably is, He needs somebody to do the little bitty things. And so every little bitty thing, as this bucket, you know, will make a difference. And the last thing I'll leave you with and challenge you with today is that November 11th, 1963, John Kennedy went to Arlington Cemetery to pay his visits to the American heroes that were there. And he said, and I quote, as he gazed among the Virginia hills there and looked, he said, "This is so beautiful, I could spend the rest of my life here." Little did he know, 2 weeks later he'd be brought back there in a flag-draped coffin to spend the rest of his life under eternal flame. And I challenge you today with that story because we don't know when our last day will be. So we need to live every day that we have to the fullest. You live in a great county. There's no question about that. And it's because of what you've done. But there are a lot of people out there that still need your help, that don't wake up like you do every day. And so my challenge to you is that you find something to do for somebody every day that can't pay you back. And in my mind, if you'll do that, you'll be the richest people around. Thank you for having me today, and I'll answer any questions anybody has for me. Any questions? Thank you again for being here, and I'll turn it back over to Ian.
Thank you, Mayor Hutto. Don't go too far. We've got a little gift for you back here. Learned earlier, this microphone will squeal if you put it next to that one.
Got it.
Give that to you. One more round of applause for Mayor Hutto, please.
Thank you.
Mayor Hutto, great presentation. Love the use of the slides, especially all the comedy portions.
Thank you.
Very, very engaging. I did learn two very important things. We'll go with three. First one, very on a serious note. We're very lucky to live here, work here, play here. So I'm honored that my family lives here. I'm honored to be from here, especially with the growth that we've had in the past. So thank you for all you do. Thank you for everyone in this room for what you do, for what this county does. The next two are kind of jokes. One, bad time to go on a diet, it looks like, based off the slides, because we're getting every restaurant on the menu. So, as a big feller, I can appreciate that. And number two, I'm going to get hurt at that slide place. I don't remember what it's called. I was like, my kids would enjoy that. But then I was like, oh, I would enjoy that. Super excited for that to come as well. Again, thank you all for being here. On behalf of the Lebanon Wilson County Chamber of Commerce, Mayor Hutto, thank you for putting on that presentation.